We invite you to join us in a prayerful experience of the Stations of the Cross.
Jesus came with his disciples to a country place called Gethsemane. And he said to them, "Sit down here while I go over yonder and pray." Then he began to be saddened and exceedingly troubled. He said to them, "My soul is sad, even unto death. Wait here and watch with me." He went forward a little. And he prayed, saying, "Father, If it is possible, let this cup pass away from me. Yet, not as I will, but as you will.
We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you.
At the cross her station keeping, stood the mournful mother weeping, close to Jesus to the last.
The first station. Jesus is condemned to death. Again, Pilate began to ask him, and he said to him, "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One?" And Jesus said to him, "I am, and you shall see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the power, and coming with the clouds of heaven." But Pilate tore his garments and said, "What further need have we of witness? You have heard the blasphemy. What do you think?" And they condemned him as liable to death.
My Jesus, Lord, obedience costs you your life. For me, it costs an act of will. No more, and yet how hard it is for me to bend. Remove the blinders from my eyes, that I may see that it is you whom I obey, and all whom govern me, Lord, it is you.
Through her heart his sorrow sharing, all his bitter anguish bearing. Now at length the sword has passed.
The second station. Jesus takes his cross. And Pilate said to the Jews, "Behold your king." But they cried out, Pilate said to them, "Shall I crucify your king?" They answered, "We have no king but Caesar." So Pilate, seeing that he could not prevail on them, washed his hands of Jesus. Then the soldiers weaved a crown of thorns and placed it on his head.
O sacred head surrounded by crown of piercing thorn, O bleeding head so wounded, revive
Then Pilate handed him over to be crucified. And so they took Jesus and led him away, bearing the cross for himself.
My Jesus, Lord, I take my daily cross. I welcome the monotony that often marks my day, discomforts of all kinds, the summer's heat, the winter's cold, my disappointments, tensions, setbacks, cares. Remind me often that in carrying my cross, I carry yours with you. And although I bear a sliver only of your cross, you carry all of mine.
Oh, how sad and sore distressed was that mother highly blessed, of the sole begotten one.
The third station, Jesus falls the first time. If the world hates you, know that it has hated me before. If you were out of the world would love what is its own, because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world hates you. Remember the word that I have spoken to you. No servant is greater than his master. If they have persecuted me, they will persecute you also.
Lord Jesus, how can I refuse? I'm willing to accept my weaknesses, my irritations and my moods, my headaches and fatigue, all my defect of body, mind, and soul. Because they are your will for me, these handicaps of my humanity, I gladly suffer them. Make me content with all my discontents, but give me strength to struggle after you.
Christ above in torment hangs, she beneath beholds the pangs of her dying glorious Son.
The fourth station, Jesus meets his mother. Now, there were standing by the cross of Jesus, his mother, and his mother's sister, Mary of Cleophas and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciples standing by, whom he loved, he said to his mother, "Woman, behold your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Behold your mother." And from that hour, the disciple took her into his home.
My Jesus, Lord, I know what you are telling me. To watch the pain of those we love is harder than to bear our own. To carry my cross after you, I too must stand and watch the sufferings of my dear ones, the heartaches, sickness, and grief of those I love. And I must let them watch mine too. I do believe, for those who love you, all things work unto good.
Is there one who would not weep, whelmed in misery so deep? Christ, dear mother, to behold.
The fifth station, Simon of Cyrene helps Jesus to carry his cross. And when they had mocked Jesus, they took the purple cloak off and put his own clothes on him. And they led him out to be crucified. Then they forced a certain passerby, Simon of Cyrene, coming from the country to take up the cross. They brought Jesus to a place called Golgotha, a name meaning the place of the skull.
Lord, you ask for what is hard. It calls for courage and self-sacrifice, and I am weak. Please give me strength. Do not let me run away because of fear. I pray for your guidance and the courage to do your will. Then, Lord, when I do respond to actual life situations, let me never look back with doubt. Lord, live in me and act in me and love in me, but not in me alone, but in all of us.
Can the human heart refrain from partaking in her pain, in that mother's pain untold?
The sixth station, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? Or when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? The king will answer them, I assure you, as often you did it for one of my least brothers, you did it for me.
Lord, make me realize that every time I wipe a dish, pick up an object off the floor, assist a child in some small task, or give another preference in traffic or the store, each time I feed the hungry, clothe the naked, teach the ignorant, or lend my hand in any way, it matters not whom. My name is Veronica, and the kindness I extend to them, I really give to you.
Bruised, derided, cursed, defiled, she beheld her tender child, all with bloody scourges rent.
The seventh station, Jesus falls the second time. It was our weakness that he carried, our sufferings that he endured, while we thought of him as stricken, as one struck by God and afflicted. But he was pierced for our offenses, crushed by our sins. Upon him was the punishment that makes us whole. By his stripes we were healed. We had all gone astray like sheep, each following his own way. But the Lord laid upon him the guilt of us all.
Give me your courage, Lord, when failure presses heavily on me and I am desolate. Stretch out your hand to lift me up. I know I must not cease, but persevere in doing good. But help me, Lord. Alone there is nothing I can do. With you I can do anything you ask. I will.
For the sins of his own nation saw him hang in desolation, till his spirit forth he sent.
The eighth station, Jesus meets the women of Jerusalem. There was following Jesus a great crowd of people, and among them were some women who were bewailing and lamenting him. Jesus turned to them and said, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children."
My Jesus, your compassion in your passion is beyond compare. Lord, teach me. Help me learn when I snap at those who hurt me with ridicule, those who misunderstand or hinder me with some misguided helpfulness, those who intrude upon my privacy, then help me curb my tongue. May gentleness become my cloak.
O thou mother font of love, touch my spirit from above. Make my heart with thine accord. Make me feel as thou hast felt. Make my soul to glow and melt with the love of Christ my Lord.
The 9th station. Jesus falls the 3rd time. I lay prostrate in the dust. Give me life according to your word. I declare my ways. And you answered me. Teach me your commands. Make me understand the ways of your precepts, and I will meditate on your wondrous deeds. My soul weeps for sorrow. Strengthen me with your word.
My Lord, I see you take a moment's rest, then rise and stagger on. So I can do because my will is mine. When all my strength is gone, and guilt and self-reproach press me to earth and seem to hold me fast, protect me from the sin of Judas. Save me from despair. Lord, never let me feel that any sin of mine is greater than your love. No matter what my past has been, I can begin anew.
Holy Mother, pierce me through. In my heart each wound renew. Of my Savior crucified.
The 10th station. Jesus is stripped of his clothes. They gave Jesus wine to drink, mixed with gall, but when he tasted it, he would not drink. Then, after they had crucified him, they divided his clothes, casting lots, to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. They divided my clothes among them, and upon my garments they cast lots.
My Lord, I offer you my all, whatever I possess and more, myself. Detach me from the craving for prestige, position, wealth. Root out of me all trace of envy of my neighbor who has more than I. Release me from the vice of pride, my longing to exalt myself, and lead me to the lowest place. May I be poor in spirit, Lord, so that I can be rich in you.
Let me share with thee his pain, who for all my sins was slain, who for me in torment died.
The 11th station. Jesus is nailed to the cross. When they came to Golgotha, the place called the Skull, they crucified Jesus and the robbers, one on his right and the other on his left. And Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do."
My God, I look at you and think, is my soul worth this much? What can I give in return? I hear and now accept for all my life whatever sickness, torment, agony may come. To every cross I touch my lips.
Let me mingle tears with thee, mourning him who mourns for me, all the days that I may live.
The 12th station. Jesus dies on the cross. It was now about the 6th hour, and there was darkness over the whole land until the 9th hour. And the sun was darkened, and the curtain of the temple was torn in the middle. Jesus cried out with a loud voice and said,
It is finished. Father, into your hands I command my spirit.
Then, bowing his head, he died. Please kneel.
My Jesus, God, what can I say or do? I offer you my death with all its pains, accepting now the time and kind of death in store for me. Not by a single instant would I lengthen my lifespan, I offer you my death for my own sins and for those of all humanity. My God, forsake us not. We know not what we do.
Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they laid him in the tomb?
Please be seated. The 13th station. The body of Jesus is taken down from the cross. When the soldiers came to Jesus, they saw that he was already dead, so that they did not break his legs, but one of them opened his side with a lance. And immediately there came out blood and water. Joseph of Arimathea, because he was a disciple of Jesus, besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Jesus. And Pilate gave permission.
I beg you, Lord, help me accept the partings that must come, from friends who go away, my children leaving home, and most of all, my dear ones, when you shall call them to yourself. Then give me the grace to say, as it has pleased you, Lord, to take them home, I bow to your most holy will, and if by just one word I might restore their lives against your will, I would not speak. Grant them eternal joy.
By the cross with thee to stay, Great are you, God, and holy is your name. Your mercy reaches to the end of time. Ah, the lowly you raise to the heavens, and the proud-hearted have no part with you. Ah, how you fill the hungry with your love. With empty hands, the rich are sent away. You will always be mindful of your mercy, as you promised your people long ago. My soul doth glory in your love, O Lord. My soul doth glory in your love, O Lord, for you smiled on your servant with compassion, and you reached out and took me by the hand.
The 14th station. Jesus is laid in the tomb. Taking the body, Joseph of Arimathea wrapped it in fresh linen and laid it in his tomb, which he had hewn out of a rock. Then he rolled a huge stone across the entrance of the tomb and went away. But Mary Magdalene and the other Mary remained sitting there, facing the tomb.
My Jesus, Lord, you know my spirit is as willing as my flesh. The teachings you could not impart, the sufferings you could not bear, the works of love you could not do in your short life on earth, let me impart and bear and do through you. But I am nothing, Lord. Help me.
Virgin of all virgins best, listen to my fond request. Let me share thy grief divine. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when
I'd like to invite Father Maloney to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here on this Good Friday evening for our presentation of the Living Stations. You know, as a pastor, for the last 15 years now, I can't believe it's been that long, but one of the questions that I've always had is a very simple, practical one, but it's, what do you do on Good Friday evening? What do you do? You know, we've had our wonderful celebration on Holy Thursday, our wonderful service of the Passion on Good Friday at 3 o'clock. And so, what do we do on Good Friday evening? Well, I'm very happy and I'm very grateful for the fact that here at Maternity BVM, we know how to answer that question. And thanks to Mrs. Falcone and Alex, Ms. Eisenhart, and all the team, and especially to in a very real way, to our students, we have found the answer to that question. And so at this time, how about a nice round of applause for our students? For the time and effort and authenticity that they put into this presentation. You know, if you don't mind, just a thought on the Stations of the Cross. We know it's kind of a camera shot of 14 different steps along the way. But I always find myself just really contemplating the falls of Jesus along the way. You know, we know that in the Stations of the Cross, 3 of the 14 describe Jesus falling for the first time, the second time, the third time. Now, I don't know, I wasn't there, obviously. But I have this feeling, and I think it's true, that Jesus probably fell more than 3 times. I'm guessing he fell quite a bit more than 3 times. But what I can't get past is the fact that each time that he fell, he got up. He struggled to get up. And I keep wondering why. Why? Obviously, I'm not Jesus, but I keep thinking that if that was me, and I was as beaten and broken as he was, and I know they're going to nail me to that cross no matter what happens along the way, I have to think that at least one of those times that I fell, I would just lay there. Why get up? Is God the Father going to give him less credit if he didn't get up? Is he not going to be nailed on the cross? Why? And obviously, the answer has to do with his absolute desire to completely fulfill and be obedient to the Father's will, and his, how can we say this? How else can we say this but his undying love for us? And to show us the example that as long as he had a beating heart, as long as he had any life at all, he was going to pour it out for us. And what an amazing example. And along the way, the Lord gave him exactly what he needed to fulfill the Father's will. And yes, to make it to that cross. And that's exactly what he does and is doing right now for us with all the various crosses that we might be carrying. And so now the stage is set. After this wonderful presentation of the Stations of the Cross, Easter Sunday beckons. And as we can reflect and remember and meditate upon the total outpouring of life for us, we can now, in a better way, celebrate his resurrection. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at our Easter Masses, beginning with the Easter Vigil at 7:30 tomorrow night, and then at 8 o'clock, 9:30, 11 o'clock, and 12:30 on Easter Sunday afternoon. Again, thank you very, very much for being here this evening. Have a wonderful Easter Sunday, and another round of applause for our students. Thank you, everyone.
Yo, Father Weiss. Let's hear our boy Jacob.